What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the video, and follow me on Instagram at BryceGunningFit. But if you're new here, I used to be skinny. I'll put up some photos. I had no game. I was getting played by chicks, right? I was unconfident in myself, dealing with anxiety, having no direction, didn't know where I wanted to go. But I decided to transform my life and become what I am today, right? Like Jack, confident in myself, good with women, just an overall better life, a different side of life. So today's video is going to be a little bit different, just because I usually post like fitness videos, fitness transformation, split, push-pull legs, whatever. But today I'm going to be getting a little bit outside of my comfort zone and talking to you about why I actually decided to get into fitness, just so you guys can understand me a little bit better and relate to me more. So let's start with a story. So I'm 17 years old, right? I'm working at Publix. I'm in high school. I do dual enrollment, so I don't actually go to school, but I just do school online and I take college credits. So I'm working at Publix this one night, and this girl walks into the store with her friends. Now, before I continue with this story, I'm gonna give you some backstory on this girl and me. So I had met her a few months before. I think it was like 5-6 months before, something like that. And I mustered up the courage to ask her on a date. Right, I really like this girl. Hold on, let me see if, I feel like someone's lurking in the woods, but yeah. I mustered up the courage to ask this girl on a date, and we went on a date to the movies, and it actually went really well. But at the end of the night, I decided it would be a good idea to fist bump her and take her home instead of going in for a kiss or just literally anything besides a fist bump. But I decided to fist bump her. I'm like, all right, see you later. And I didn't have any game at that time, so I thought that was perfectly fine. I didn't see anything wrong with that. But obviously that turned her off, and she just, like I said, it was done, pretty much done from that point. But I didn't know that. So for the next few months, I kind of sensed something was off after that moment. But I kept texting her, I kept pursuing her, I kept chasing her, right? And she wasn't interested. Bro, I swear there's somebody in these woods, but she wasn't interested. Like, I'd fist bumped her. I guess she assumed that meant I didn't like her, even though that didn't mean anything. It was just, I guess, I don't know, my way of showing affection. So fast forward, I actually find out from another friend that fist bump is what basically turned it off. I think it was like a few weeks later, a month later, something like that. I learned that. And I went and talked to her like, oh, the fist bump, that didn't mean anything. I still like you. And from that point, I think she was like, let's just be friends. All right, I got friend zone, the classic. So she was like, okay, let's just be friends. And we hugged. And I kept trying to pursue her. After that moment, I didn't really want to be friends, but that was just my way of staying, talking to her and having some hope. So I'm talking to her, right? I'm double texting her. I was basically a simp. I'm double texting her, messaging her, good morning. Oh, you look so beautiful. And I actually remember this one moment where I got off about an hour before her, and I literally sat, hold on, the wind is, let me turn this way. But I literally sat in the break room for an hour just to wait for her to get off so that I could walk her to her car and give her a hug and tell her goodbye. That was how bad it was, bro. And that wasn't even like the worst thing. So fast forward, even after that, about a week before the moment where she walked into the store, she had given me a definitive no, like, no, I don't want to date you. I don't want to date you seriously. I don't really, just no. That wasn't even the bad part. About a week later, she walks into the store, and she walks into the store with her friends. So they're just walking around the store, talking, whatever. I'm kind of just like peeping it from where I'm working. So then I can kind of see her on my right at the register when her and her friends were checking out. I see her on my right. So I look over to my right. They make eye contact with me, and I look down, and I just kind of felt like they were laughing at me. I remember this vividly. I felt like they were laughing at me, and I felt like they had been talking, about me prior to that, like when they were walking around the store. And I don't know if they actually laughed at me. I can't remember. Maybe it was just, like trauma from everything that happened before. But I just felt like they were laughing at me. I don't know how else to describe it. And like I was like lesser than. So in that moment, when I felt like they were laughing at me, a wave of emotions came over me. It was a wave of like shame, anger, regret. Just a huge wave of emotions came over me. And I decided from that point on, I never, ever, ever want to feel this way again. Like I never want to feel like I'm below a woman. I have to chase a woman for validation. I have to embarrass myself for months and months on end just for it. There's a fly. Just for it to go nowhere, right? Just to waste my time. I don't want to keep wasting my time doing this garbage. I can't be this way. Something has to change. So after that point, after that shame, the anger, the fear, I clock out. I go home. And I'm going to sleep. I still feel that tightness in my chest, that hotness in my face. And I was just thinking about it, replaying that moment in my head. And I was thinking, maybe she's right. Like, I'm just a broke, skinny 17-year-old loser, basically. Like, what can I even give her? Why would she pick me over another guy? Why would she pick me over someone else? And I thought, maybe she's right. So what I'll do is I'll prove her wrong. I'm not going to be, in a year from now, I'm not going to be that same skinny loser that is trying to go for her. I want to be the handsome, jacked, attractive guy that have women falling over him, right? That have women that have a crush on him, and he's rejecting all the girls. I want it to be like Duke Dennis with unlimited women, and I just have my way, right? So the next morning, I'm gonna get into actually how I used that fuel to motivate me to get the physique I have now, to be that attractive guy, to be good with women, confident in myself. So every morning from that point, literally every morning from that point, I would think of that moment in my head. It hurt so bad that I just immediately got up. I hope the wind isn't too bad, but I immediately got up out of bed, went straight to the gym with that fire still in my chest, and I'm going to push the reps, right? I'm just going to push chest, squat, bench. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I knew I just had to lift weights to get muscle so that I could be more attractive. That's all I knew. So I just went to the gym, pushed those weights, pushed those reps. And what I did, especially at the gym, was when I was about to hit failure, right? I would think of that moment in my head again. And that moment fueled me on that last rep to push as hard as I could. And what I would do also is I would literally pull up photos of her on my phone and then rep pull-ups right after seeing that, because I got that feeling, I got that fire, I got that emotion. And I just did that every single day. I reminded myself of that pain, of that emotion, of that promise that I made to myself. I'll never feel that way again. I'm not telling you this story because I care all that much anymore. I really don't. And if I'm being honest, that girl is like, how could I say it? I'm out of her league now, basically. If she walked into the store or something, she wouldn't catch my attention. I'm telling you this because maybe you're like me at Publix, but maybe that moment happened to you differently, right? Maybe a girl made fun of you at school. Maybe she made fun of the way your nipples looked. Maybe it was even worse than me. Maybe you got posted online and made fun of and laughed at. And that moment, you decided you wanted to change everything. That you couldn't continue like that. You made that promise to yourself and you have that fire. Maybe that moment didn't even happen to you yet, but you still want to have that same attraction from women like I wanted. If you have that feeling and you know you want to change, you know something needs to change, if you're tired of being overlooked by women, if you're tired of being unconfident, if you're tired of being skinny, weak, and just having no direction in life, the link is in the description. Book your call for one-to-one coaching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.